When I'm seeing new clients, one of the first questions that I usually ask is, what are you struggling with? What, as a couple, is your main reason for coming in? And I would say 7 out of 10 times, it's miscommunication. It's an inability for them to understand each other. And although we have ideas about the way men and women communicate, we understand some of the differences. Some of the differences are very intricate. And if you don't understand what your partner is saying, basically, you can't assess where is this coming from? Why are they saying something so reactive? What is the need underneath? Because like it or not, most of us don't talk about our need before we respond. We respond with something and then our partner reacts to it. And their reaction determines the next statement we make. Experts have come up with differences based on gender between men and women. And I would say, as a seasoned licensed psychotherapist, I think most of these are true. And the reason I think they're true is because a large part of each session I do, especially when I'm talking to the couple, since I see men in therapy more likely, is explaining what their man really needed or proposing out of curiosity what might be his intention underneath. And since most of us don't have someone who's gonna ask us, what is your need underneath? Or why did you say that? Where did that come from? Instead of being curious, we're gonna be angry, we're gonna be upset, we're gonna feel defensive. That's where we miscommunicate, leading to further arguments, conflicts, and just feeling a certain way, withdrawn or isolated from our partner that we don't want to feel. So I am going to give you this basic list that, experts agree this holds pretty true for men and women, but everybody's different. Because I can all hear you now saying, but I'm more like they say the guy is, and she's more, or, I take the stance more like they say women take. That doesn't matter. You're an outlier, or some issues you're an outlier, or maybe not. Maybe you're not an outlier at all. Overall, when you put everybody together, we do see this delineation and this difference in men versus women, the underlying need and what comes across, the intention. So overall, men live in a world of status. Women live in a world of connection. We know this. Women want connection. They seek other women. Women always have women friends that they can connect with, feel with, empathize with. That's what keeps women so strong. Conversations are negotiations for power. That's men. Conversations are negotiation for closeness. That's women. Men want to preserve independence. Women want to preserve intimacy. Men seek to win. They need to avoid failure. Women seek closeness. They avoid isolation. Women don't like to be isolated. They like being together. They like being connected overall. Men avoid taking orders, since that means low status and loss of independence. Women are okay with taking orders if it's perceived as forming a connection. Men seek control. Women seek understanding. Men prefer inequality and asymmetrical. Women prefer equality and symmetry. Men are adversarial with conflicting goals, and women are synergistic with common goals. That's if you put them in a group, most of the women can align on what's most important in a goal. You put the same group of men in, and that's not going to be the case. Men value difference. Women value similarities. Men, the goal of the conversation is to transmit information. And women, the goal of the conversation is to maintain interaction. I see this all the time when couples are talking problems out, trying to problem solve. Women want to maintain this closeness, this interaction. Let's work together. Let's make sure we really negotiate it and complete it. Men are more, just tell me the facts, tell me the details, because he's going to try and fix it. He's not going to support you in fixing it together. If he has his choice, he alone is going to fix it. Men offer advice. Women seek connection and understanding. This is why women will often say, I don't want you to fix it. I want you to listen, to connect with me, to empathize with me, and then work with me about solutions to solve this. And when you're around couples, you see this depicted day after day after day. But once you hear this list and you start really internalizing it, then it helps you in your next argument or conflict if you will get curious and say, I wonder where this is coming from. Especially like, are they saying these things to resist trying because they're so freaked out about failure? Because then in their eyes, they believe if they're a failure, their status goes down and they lose control. They're no longer the man. The more you understand, the more you can look at each other and go, let's be curious. Let me get the feel for what's underneath this response you just made. You're going to get along better. You're going to communicate so much easier. And you're both going to feel closer in the relationship, which is going to build and lead to more intimacy, both physical and emotional. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.